So I want to give you a quick update on my account. There hasn't been a whole lot of activity. I want to go over the trades that I made today and then how my account is doing overall. We can see here net liquidation is $11,642, ending the week there, down 148 on the day, but no big deal. It was a good week this week. Tesla down $4. I'm up 148 on it, so it's still kind of floating around in that base area. We'll take a look at that. SoFi had a big dip at the end of this week. And then I got paid on my T-Flow, and then Palantir, we're up 23.59. My call is in the money, and we'll go into the trade that I made today on that as well. So just confirming here, my last video was June 3rd, and then we can see here my T-Flow, I got paid $19.60. That was my dividend at the end of May, and then I just now, June 14th, today, made some rolls on my positions. We got SoFi. I rolled my call on that. So I bought it back for $1, and then I ended up rolling it out 2 weeks for $9. Now, I rolled it down $7 from $7.50. So my strike was $7.50, now it's down to $7. And I had to go into my strike, basically dropping where my strike price is just to get a decent premium. We can see I rolled it out 2 weeks, and then I've got 9-cent premium. So it dipped down pretty far away from my strike price, and I had to dip into that to continue to collect premium. And that is the name of the game there. Palantir, I rolled it out, ended up collecting around 32 cents or so, around $32 there. I'm thinking the implied volatility is up on that because it was a pretty decent move on the premium. And that's why I rolled my call out instead of letting it get expired, because I was able to collect a decent amount of premium there just rolling it out another week. So we see here with Palantir on my order chain. Yes, looking at Palantir's order chain here that I've got, I've collected $100 at the beginning whenever I was selling puts. I had to let it get assigned, and then $16 on the call. I rolled it out again for $13. And we can see here I rolled it out again for $34. So I'm up pretty good money here on the order chain here. The calls that I'm rolling, I'm up 63 cents, $63 there. And right now I'm down 22. It's because I sold the call when it was down here, and then it started going back up. So I'm down on it. That just shows that I could have made more money if I would have sold it earlier today and rolled it earlier today instead of waiting until later in the day. So I just noticed that it was time to roll it, and went ahead and did that. So we can see here with Palantir, it is basing out after its jump up here. And so we are staying below this upward trending line. So it doesn't want to break that line. So that's kind of a sign of weakness there. So we really want to see it go up and hold that level there. So that is a sign of weakness. It broke out and then it went down. So we could be seeing, if it doesn't want to stay above the ADMA, we could be seeing a push back down if it ends up breaking that ADMA. So we want to see it hold that ADMA level and the trends to continue to go up here. We want to see that 50-day moving average to turn around, or at least stay where it's at, right? Level out, and then see a breakout past here and up and beyond. So it looks like we have kind of some resistance here around 25, just looking at the chart here. So looks like we do have some time before we do reach new highs, unless there's some major catalyst that comes out between now and in the future. So overall, not too bad look here for Palantir, but we do want to see it hold above that ADMA. That's the main thing there. And so for me in the wheel strategy, as long as it stays above 23 and I can roll it for a credit, I'm just going to keep rolling these calls, and then I'll let it get expired if the stock goes up too far in the money, and then I don't have any premium left. So I'll just let the call expire, sell the shares, and then be out of the trade, and I can start shopping for something else. So SoFi stock has dropped down big time, and I've heard things about, it's the stock market in general. It's a major player, major stockholder, actually sold all his shares. So either way, some bad news here on SoFi. The company overall is still holding up good. My strike price, like I said, was at $7.50, and that's where my shares are. I've got 200 shares at $7.50. I was selling a call at $7.50, one call at $7.50, and I ended up rolling it out and dropping it down to $7 just so I could collect enough premium. We can see here I got $9 here on that premium, dropping it down $7. So chasing it down at this point because it is dropping, and it is holding here. So what are we going to see here in the future? It's either going to base out right here, or we are going to continue to see a drop down. We could even be testing the $6 range here at this point, just because of how far it's dropped. And so it does look like we have a bottom here. We could potentially have a double bottom right here. Hard to say, but if we do break that 641 level, we'll definitely, in my mind, we'll be breaking and testing that $6 range. So time will definitely tell us. It'll be interesting to see what happens next week on what we see with SoFi. I've got my 20 shares here in Tesla, buy and hold here, and it did pop up. It actually dropped down toward this resistance level here and then popped back up. And you can see I was actually red on the position. And that's the thing with the hold strategy, is just holding your stocks, especially if it's basing out like this. You're not making any money while you're holding onto the stock. Actually, I was in the red here. So it is a long-term play to buy and hold. And there are options here like the wheel strategy where you can continue to collect premium even though the stock is going against you. So that's kind of the give and take there, pros and cons of buying and holding and doing the options wheel strategy, because basically I'm just holding on to these shares and I'm pretty much going nowhere right now. And if I had enough money to do the wheel strategy with Tesla, I would be rolling those shares and continue to collect. I'd be doing the wheel strategy on Tesla and collecting premium all along the way while it is in this range. So can't do it because I don't have the capital, but that's the benefits of doing the wheel strategy versus buying and holding during times when the stock is flat. So looking at my weekly net liquidation chart here, we can see my most recent point here last week, this week that just passed. I'm now no longer up to my year-end goal. I'm not collecting enough premium. My net liquidation isn't changing fast enough to maintain this line yet. So what I need is for my wheel strategy for the stocks to go up, and then I can get out of those positions and open new ones and letting that net liquidation rise. What is important here is that I'm collecting enough premium every week to be able to meet this goal. And you can see here that I had roughly $42. We can see here my net liquidation was $11,642. The premium that I collected was $42 here. And so we're down from the previous week, even though I did collect some premium overall through rolling those options that we just talked about earlier. But it is slow. You know, I'm not really getting the returns because I'm not using as much capital in the wheel strategy. Much of my account is in T-flow, and what's tough here is looking at the general stock market and trying to see, looking at the S&P 500 and trying to see exactly what's going to happen here, right? I mean, looking at the chart, it's gapped up here and holding. We're above the 80 MA, but what is the stock market going to do in the future? How much of my account should I be holding in a treasury account versus putting it in stocks, right? Or doing the wheel strategy. So that is really the question for me on my next steps here. Basically, what do we see in the future with the stock market and the general economy? So it is going pretty slow. I'm not sure if I'm going to reach my goal to have my money back to where it was at the beginning of this year, $16,000. And this was after I lost half my account. So what are we going to see in the broader market, in the economy? Are we going to continue to see new highs in the S&P 500? And it looks pretty good here, right? I mean, we don't have a huge amount of volume right here. We have this pretty strong red candles here. We are basing out and holding above that 8 EMA. But right now, as far as putting your money in more in equities right now, I'm kind of on the sideline right now. I'm not really putting a whole lot in there. Still at my 50% range. I always have the ability to put in more options if I want to do that wheel strategy. But right now I'm just taking it nice and easy, nice and slow. I'm going to give it a couple weeks and see if I want to add more options or just keep it the way it is right now. And so I'm still doing the same wheel that I was doing when I started back at the wheel strategy, right? I'm selling calls. So almost finished the first wheel here on Palantir and SoFi. So we'll see how that goes. Just let it roll out through time, collecting that premium every week, and that's the name of the game there. And so I'm just taking it nice and easy, especially after losing half my account. I am not in any rush to take big risks. I want to be aware of those risks and take it nice and easy. So if you want to get more updates on my wheel strategy and how I'm managing my portfolio, hit that subscribe button. I will be coming out with videos, more of how-to, educational, and strategy videos in the future. So hit that subscribe button if you want to follow me, and we will see you in the next video.